making low returns. And by the time they dig in to do diagnosis of what happened, why are they making low returns, they realize that it is the emergence of Econet, now Airtel, that was eating into their own returns. So what does this mean? That means for every 100 naira a consumer holds, for every 100 naira a consumer holds to buy Coca-Cola, the consumer have to split it now because they want to have a taste of what having a recharge card does. So when they establish the fact that, oh, it is Econet that is eating into our share of wallet. So what did they do? They partner with Econet by branding Econet's recharge card. So for every Econet recharge card that you buy way back then, you see Coca-Cola branded by the top side of it. So that means at every time you are buying Econet, you are also remembering that there's a product called Coca-Cola. And your mind is pulled back to it. Every time Econet also has program, you see Coca-Cola beside them. There are fridges and all that. So what are they doing? They are doing share of mind of consumers. So for every time that you are able to diagnose your issue, always try to see, what can I do? Is it competition? So how can I win the war against competition? Because for every business, there will always be competition war. So another one is expenditures. For every loss you make, there must be an expenditure line that is way above what you are supposed to expend. So you must be able to trim them down, even if it is to cut down overheads. We'll see that lately banks even laid off so many number of staff, and they are keying into robotic system of doing some things. Is to make sure that their returns go back to what they expect it to be. Another one is hire expert to do specific job. Most of us, we want to do jack of all trades. We want to be the MD CEO, we want to be the accountant, we want to be the content writer, we want to be everything. Hire people to work for you. Another one, be dispassionate about decisions that you take. There are some decisions that you need to take off emotions so that your company can move forward. Then you can always ask for repayment, rescheduling of your loans. For some of us that have loans, we can always approach the bank to do moratorium for us or do concessions in form of interest rates to reduce them. So, like I've said before, introduce the strategy of share of mind. For many of us that are in Lagos, we like parties. And when we go to parties, what are we looking forward to? The jollof. Make sure your business is like a jollof rice, Nigerian jollof rice, that people are looking forward to. That way, you will see that your losses are reduced and you have much returns to you. So, CAC registration. So, business registration is as important as the business itself. Many people make this error and they trade in their business, in their personal name, and such people might not be able to get aids. So I've highlighted here few ways. Even the internet has made it easy. For those of us that want to register as just business venture, just the business name, we can do that even without the hiring of any expert. You can get to CAC website to put in all your necessary details, drop all your documentations, and in a few weeks, you have your business name registered under the law of the country. But if it is the liability company or the trustees, that one I will advise that you get the accountants and the lawyers of this world to help you forge ahead with this. I would like to bring my word to close here by saying, for every idea you have, action is what is needed. Until you take that action, until you take that step, until you approach that person, you might not be able to move out of where you are. God bless you. Thank you.
A warm round of applause, please. Upgrade 1.0. It seems like the weather is cold a little bit. Upgrade 1.0. We know we're here to get educated, but we are still youths. I need energy. Upgrade 1.0. Now, okay, let's do a little game. Part of the ideas behind the Upgrade 1.0 is that we connect with ourselves. She said something, you are averagely the 5 persons you walk around. So, turn to your neighbor, ask your neighbor, what's your name? Come on, connect with somebody. A minute, just ask somebody, what's your name? Connect, come on, you've learned a lot today. Let's do practical. Connect with somebody. Our mentors are teaching us already. Connect, get up, connect with somebody. Move, youths. Are you getting numbers? That's the whole essence of this program. Upgrade 1.0. The energy is still low. Upgrade 1.0. That's more like it. Please put your hands together for yourselves. If you're just joining us, welcome to the second plenary section. We trust you have been upgraded at our first discourse. We just had the senior manager of First Bank, Mrs. Kemi Ovie, teach us about funding. And I love some things that she said. She said, you are the average of the 5 persons you work or move with. She spoke about partnership. She spoke about investment platforms. And I trust that most of you will be taking advantage of some of the things you learned here. Okay, now, at this second plenary section, we'll be looking at how to unlock the world-changing power of startups. I'm excited about that. Proposal writing, CAC registration, understanding losses in business. Very, very key. And the effective use of social media for attracting customers. So we have a lot packed up for you. You're not putting your hands together. Come on, people. Okay, inviting on the upgrade podium is our next speaker. Studio. Okay, the studio is still warming up.
CEO Fidel Groups, founded in 2001, is a conglomerate with operations across Nigeria's most dynamic economic sectors. The group commands leadership positions in all 3 companies that share a simple but yet effective corporate vision, providing the customers with unparalleled speed and satisfaction. With over 17 years of business in Nigeria, the group has businesses operating in a number of sectors critical to Nigeria's sustained development: shipping, transportation, and agriculture. The group consists of Fidel Mercantile Services, Famous Logistic Limited, Famous Agro Allied Limited, a graduate of shipping and petroleum management, and has over 20 years of concrete experience in the industry. Speaking on how to unlock the world-changing power of startups and proposal writing, welcome Mr. Fidelis Oshiebo.
Can we all put our hands together for Mr. Fidelis Oshiebo? Come on, people. Upgrade. Clap your hands together for him. Thank you very much. You're welcome, sir. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. To our pastorate and to the executive of the youth who has made this possible, I'd like to say big thank you. And all protocols duly observed. I like to follow this. I have a very short time. I'm a man of few words. I have decided to put some few things for us. I am passionate about youth development, and in these growing times of unemployment and all what you have. The last few speakers actually challenged us to admit that there are a lot of jobs in the society. I beg to really disagree a little because of the growing number of unemployment rate that we have in the country today. And I know the only solution to it is to build up our minds to set up things that will build up businesses across so we can actually contain and fight against this unemployment. Unemployment over time has actually overtaken our landscape in this country because of the high population rate in our country, because of the high inflation rate and the dwindling economy. We know that employment has actually been restrained, and so many of us have had cause to wonder what is really happening in our country, Nigeria, today. Looking at this audience, I can say that we have more than 700 persons here. And if I would take census of those that are gainfully employed, I wouldn't get up to 20%. Am I correct? Am I correct? And that means larger population of our youth here present are unemployed. And I know that this is all about putting up our minds to see that beyond education, what is available to us? Beyond education, what can we really do after acquiring all our degrees and certifications? Yes, some of us, my co-panelists, have actually adduced the fact that you have to upgrade, you have to get certifications. That's very fantastic. And after all of those, and you are now bringing this certification to the labor market, and you found no one to engage you, what is left for you to do? What can you do? So truly, I want to inspire some of us here who just think in their mind that I'm lost out. After my education, what will I do? I don't have anyone around me to prepare me or to connect me or to make reference to one or two persons in the society. I want to let you know that you have a lot that you can do. With God on our side, you have the whole world on your hand. Hallelujah. So really, I want to bring us to the point of each one of us here who is having this mind that there's no job all around. I can tell you here that there are jobs within you. There are jobs you can create from inside of you. And that will help us all in bringing our unemployment rate down. Currently, it's at 32.5% of our youth population. And if you know what our population is in Nigeria today, and you know the youth population or the employable population, you will understand that we're dealing with more than 70 million. And 70 million in an environment like this, you want to wonder, where would the job be? Where is the job available? So I want to really, from shifting from the norm of bringing these tutorials, of telling you what to do, I want to wake up something in your mind. I want to let you know that you have something to offer this country, you have something to offer your community. And that's where I actually come to let you know this afternoon. I know you have spent so much time, and I don't want to take more of your time. The government at all levels are the highest employer of labor. We know that for sure. Federal government, state government, local government, and what have you. If you put them together, the number of employees that this government in these levels have, they are less than 15 million. I'm not giving you accurate statistics because I don't have that on my tips of my hand right now. But I can tell you they are less than 15 million, all put together. And if you have teeming youths that are coming out of schools, of our tertiary institutions on a yearly basis, sometimes on 6 months basis, they are already running into tens of millions per year. And you want to ask, where is the job available for them to do? That is why I'm actually here to spawn you up and to challenge you, to tell you the jobs that you think that are available are a creation of one or two minds that are not different from you. The things that we're having today, if you put them together, of course, I know that the next employer of labor that is high in this country are the banks. Somebody else actually adduced to the fact that few weeks or few months ago, recently, so many banks have thrown away some few employees. And I know those people are actually increasing our unemployment rate and pushing us so tight. I remember I listened to one of us telling us that when you are having experience of 10 years, 15 years, you are at advantage when you have your resume built up and very nice. But for us who are coming out of school, for us who are just coming out into the labor market, you are threatened by these people who had worked one or two places before, having a fantastic resume with them. And then you want to ask yourself, where am I? Where's my position? All of these I'm putting together to let you know that you need to have something going in your mind. There must be a wake-up call in your mind. I might be shifting from what you expect me to do because I totally know that some of us needed to get out of where we are. We are too comfortable to my liking. I am actually having some few persons all around me with the same mindset, and I like to bring it to us here, that if there are no jobs around you, if the ones you have are the ones that you are afraid of, or you are in fact being disturbed as to how you're going to get there, you have to do something about where you are and where you want to be by scaling up in your mind to say, look, what do I need to do? The big question remains, after all of this, how do I get myself working? How do I get myself doing things that will profit me? We have the Bible as our manual. The very creation of God, Adam and Eve, very first person God created, the assignment God gave them was to work. To Adam specifically. Was to what? Was to work. And that suggests that each one of us here are in this world to be involved in working. To be involved in something profitable. To be involved in something that will earn you a living or give you food on your table. And possibly ask somebody to come in. We have, after one, I'll be speaking more from my experience. I actually have been in the labor market for over 10 years after my little time in school, and I feel like, okay, looking at my background, I do not have anyone that can give me references here and there. And I looked into myself, what can I do? And that was the beginning of the journey that I started so many years ago, and today I'm not regretting it. I want to bring it to your understanding and to your own mindset that you need to have the same mindset. Don't sit down and start looking for how to apply or how to put your... Yes, you can have fantastic resume, fantastic CV, but all of those are towards getting a job, a paid job. And I can tell you, I may be wrong, that an average job you can get as at the day we have today in this Nigeria, in this present economy, you cannot get any employment that will give you a salary of above 300,000 naira in an average employment you have. And that is to tell you, with the economy that we have, how can you get on with that? So I want to come here to really challenge you into having your head woken up, to go into critical thinking. What do I do for myself? What do I do for my living? Do I live myself in this form? So truly, I want to bring us to the point of where you need to think, what do I do? How do I get up? Each one of us here have specific endowment from God. That's one beautiful thing I am glad about. Each of us here sitting in this auditorium have one endowment, have one talent, have one thing going for each one of us. And I can tell you today, if you look inward, those things that you think you have, that you play around with, you joke around with, if you harness it very properly, it can become a source of employment to somewhere else. Am I correct? Just go further inward as to look at what you have within you. Startup is just all about those of us who are just come from nowhere, putting one or two things together to start a business. That's all about startup in a nutshell. Yes, some of us could go into fintech, some of us could go into other areas, but there are many more areas that are very much available for us to deal with. Our informal sector in this country has the highest number of employment that we have. Not to talk about, I'm not mentioning those that are in the normal formal employment, but you know that our informal sector, the likes of the sellers and businessmen who are in one or two corners, doing one or two things, those who have skills that are involved in putting services together, what they do put together, they are more in number than what the government does. And that's why I actually come in this form to let you know that we need to get up from where we are. There are basic characteristics of a startup that I think we want to bring to us. For those of us who may have one or two points to put down, that you need to have. I just mentioned earlier that you have something going within you. You are not born empty. Something is inside of you, rolling in. Even in your studies, in your school, in your certifications that you have acquired here and there? What are those areas that you can wake up and then start up? This is where you have to begin with. Into sitting down yourself at home or in the comfort of your bed and then employ your mind into thinking. Innovations is one of the first characteristics of a startup that I think we need to understand here. Innovations. Okay, what can you offer the world? Seeing the environment that you are in, seeing the atmosphere around you, what you see around you that are not good enough, that are not doing fine, what can you do to improve on it? Even when it is an existing business or an existing industry, you can still prognose into it. Look into what areas the existing ones are not doing well and go into how you can improve on it, how you can put one or two things together. I can bet you, if you start from there, very shortly, you have a space. Hallelujah. Now, another aspect I want to bring to you is the resourcefulness that you need to possess as a person. All of the things that you have around you, just put them together and see what you can do as an individual or as a group of persons, and then enhance all of them. You will see things moving for you. Business is not just too easy. It's not just waking up and taking a cup of tea. There are so many things you go in that you need to put in, and that is exactly what I'm bringing to you. If you have something in your mind you want to do as a business person, what exactly are the things you would do to sell the market or your product or your services to the next door person? How can you convince this person to buy your product or to involve you or to engage your services? How can you put the person off his line of thought and to come to your line of thought? That are the things that you need to put together as a person that wants to begin your business as a startup. We started it, and that's why I told you I am actually going to be speaking more from my experience. I see that there are many areas where people that are doing things in my industry, they're not doing too well. And I came into that place, I sat down and to see what added value, what added benefits can I give to clients so that they can be very satisfied in our services. And we started with all of that, and that gave us a way. Even when I was thinking it's going to be difficult to break into the cartel, I tell you, it was just as simple as ABC when we develop strategies that will win the mind of our prospective clients. You can do much more than that. Look at the existing situations and problems around you. What are the people doing to solving those problems? What are they doing? If you have any idea of what they are doing, put them together and then see how you can improve on those solutions. And then you can get business started from there. Again, you must have integrity. As number 3 part I want to bring to you. Integrity. I know in Christendom, that is where this subject shouldn't be a problem, where people need to be a man or a woman of their words. But I am disappointed to tell you that amongst Christians, we have people that are unfaithful and that lack integrity much more than the outside society. I am sorry if I use it that way. I might offend some of us. But I can tell you, because some of us who are in this job, in this business, we have had cause to involve brethren, Christians, to put things together. And we have seen that the people that disappointed, the people that let us down most, are the people that call themselves what? Christians. So I want to ask every one of us here sitting here, if you want to go into a business because you want to solve unemployment problem of Nigeria, first, what you must have in mind from the beginning is to be a man of what? Integrity. A man of words, and I will bring it to pass. No matter what, no matter whether somebody is looking at you or not. So I think it is very key that each one of us will be a person of integrity. More so that you are a Christian. Hallelujah. Again, my co-panelists actually spoke about partnership. Yes, if you are having a dream or a vision of carrying out or starting a business, and you know you are not able to carry because of the volume or because of the scale, because of where you want to reach, nothing stops you from getting people involved. And that is exactly why the startups we're having today in fintech are doing very, very well. If you are proficient in this area, if you are good at this area, just find someone else that can be better in other areas that you're not good at. And then form a partnership, team up, and then you see yourself go higher. I'm looking forward to see where 70% of us here will start up something on their own. And in no time, I promise you, God being on your side, you do much better in Jesus' name. Again, I want to bring also the idea of having a very great thing that I think I should have started with, which is passion. People actually accept that as one of the key factors of people who are in business and who are succeeding. If you want to start a business and you don't have passion, you don't have a drive on the inside of you, I can tell you in less than 2 years, you will be stuck somewhere and you will give up. Somebody gave us a little statistics here that in 2 years, startups that fail are much more than 50%. And I can tell you, they are much more than that in number. Presently today, go to the record of CAC. You will find so many registered companies. And because my co-panelists have actually pointed it, I want to draw attention to it. If you go to CAC records or website, you will find so many. A few years ago, they threatened to blacklist those companies registered as public liability company, and yet they are not doing anything. So the first thing to do is not just to wake up, take the little money you have in your pocket to go and register your business. First is to establish one thing. What can I offer someone else? What can I offer the community? What can I offer society that they can wake up early in the morning and go after me to buy my product or to ask for my service? That's first you will do. And that will come from the word inside of you, which I term passion. A drive that will go beyond you getting up from your sleep, waking up midnight and putting things together. So you must have this passion on the inside of you to drive it the way you want. If there are funds, like my sister here actually pointed out, to those very many ways we can get funding. Yes, I would not subscribe to anybody starting up to go into getting loans from the bank, because truly you will be impeded somewhere. We actually attempted it. As we started up, and thank God we have some advice from experts who just told us, please don't go there. We were thinking that to get money from the bank is easy and it's going to make us to break through in the business. After all the tutorial they gave us, we saw the need to stay within our zone and raise little money from ourselves. I remember one of the times I needed the bank to go and give me money, only some amount of money. With all the conditions they put before me, I find that I've actually failed from the very beginning. But thank God today that that kind of money is not what I'm looking for again. So in trying to wrap up, I see my time coming so close. I want to challenge everybody here that you can do a whole lot. You can do a whole lot. You can team up, you can work together, you can provide yourselves this beautiful advice. Again, before I drop the mic, I see that in business, what actually informs somebody going to business is profit in your mind. But again, I can tell you that if you are going to go into any business, first of all, look for who will partner with you, who will actually pay for what you have. Meaning, you may not be able to be that profit-oriented in your mind at the beginning. Just find yourself how you can bring them into your own box to see, look, if I am providing this service to you, will you buy? Talk to your friend, talk to your family members, talk to your friends around your school, your wards. If they can promise you that they can patronize you, then you can go into it. I tell you, I'm a man of few words. I want to drop the mic at this moment, but first I want to equally let everyone here know that there are no jobs as you are meant to believe. If there are 20 million persons looking for a job today, the available jobs are less than 200. Somebody told us that a job offer for which you just put on LinkedIn about 40 persons apply for it. And that position is for how many? For how many? Is it 40 persons? Just one person. And 1 out of 40, you know, it's a failure. That's not a good mark for as far as I'm concerned. So I want to ask you, if you are turned down in the labor market, turn up yourself on the inside. Thank you very much.
Please let's put our hands together for him again, please. Mr. Fidelis Oshebo, thank you so much for the lessons learned. Are you excited? Upgrade 1.0. I think captured will be the end. If you are torn down in the labor market, turn up on the inside. So I trust and I believe that we are upgraders and we will turn up on the inside. So the end point is simple. Startups are key and very vital. And you don't have to start with a 10 billion naira loan or something like that. It's basically starting from where you are. So that pure water business, that recycling idea you have, whatever idea you have, you could package it together, start from where you have. You have clients in your friends, you have clients in your close circle, and you can get them to start your business. Thank you so much, sir, for the education. We want to encourage everybody to please put your questions in writing. We'll be having them here, and then we'll be asking questions during the course of this event. Now, very quickly, we'll be moving down the train, and our next panelist and speaker is available. Are you excited? Come on, put your hands together. Put your hands together. Upgrade 1.0. Upgrade 1.0. Okay, our next speaker will be railed up on our screen. Technical, please.
Kayode Akomolafe, a confident and self-motivated chartered accountant, entrepreneur, financial consultant, and contract analyst with a well-developed analytical skills of over 28 years calling. He worked and trained in various professional accounting firms and financial institutions for a period of over 28 years, beginning from Afribank Nigerian PLC, now an integral part of Polaris Bank Limited, and later Zenith Bank PLC, where he acquired a wide range of experiences as he grew up the ladder before he left in 2012 as a branch manager. Kayode is a trainer by nature, having been involved as faculty member in various training engagements in areas of his competence. This includes finance and accounting, banking, customer services, forensic audits, leadership, and pre-retirement models. He currently sits in the driver's seat as the CEO of Tomfac Technology Nigeria Limited and also doubles as a partner in Generational Impact Consulting International with headquarters in Lagos State, Nigeria. Tomfac Technology is a digital printing and branding company that specializes in the print production and various documents and indoor and outdoor items. A sub-unit of the company also specializes in document management and digitalization, which provides EDMs solutions, scanning, and e-archiving services. Welcome, Mr. Kayode Akomolafe.
Let's put our hands together,
CEO.
please. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here today. All existing protocols fully observed. Well, first and foremost, for standing on the same platform with the Governor of Lagos State and the Commissioner for Education of Lagos State, it's a big deal for me. And with all the great men that have spoken today, It's my joy to be here. And I know my being here today, we're going to create something in the life of everyone that is hearing me this afternoon. I have no doubt in my mind that you are not going to return the same way you came. Just like Mr. Fidelis said, there's something that must turn up inside of you. It must turn up. If nothing did not turn up here today, then your coming here today does not worth all the while. But having been here since morning, just make sure that something turned up. And by the time you are out of here, you are going to change your world. So I'm going to be talking on unlocking the world-changing power of startups. Unlocking the world-changing power of startups. I was asked to come and tell my story. And majorly, I'm going to be telling my story. As I talk, I will also be telling my story. Now, what they asked me to talk on here will have ordinarily taken me like 1 hour. But for lack of time, I'm going to spend like 25 minutes. But that 25 minutes is going to be very impactful, I can assure you. I start by asking this question: who is a world changer? Very simple. A world changer is someone who is committed to just doing that, change the world. Someone that is not limited by status quo. Someone who is always ready to stick his head out. Someone who is ready to make a difference in whatever area you find yourself. Whether you get a job today and then you become an employee, or you are starting your own venture from today, what is in your mind is you want to make a difference. Someone that is radically, completely, and totally charged by their belief system and relationship with God. I'm happy everybody that has spoken here today talked about the place of God. Someone that is committed to a higher standard. A world changer is someone who is not stuck in a bunch of boring rules and regulations or any bureaucracy that goes all around. But there is something that is burning inside of you. Something that is burning. Permit me to mention our Father in the Lord, the Apostle over this commission, Bishop Oyedepo. If you want to see someone that something is burning inside, that's someone to look at. Someone that cannot just sit down. Someone that wants to make a change all the time. And it can be seen everywhere. It is not what joy started today. It's what that has been on for a long time. Someone that is sick and tired of the system. I can tell you the system we have today is not the kind of system that everyone would have wanted. But in the midst of this system, you still want to make a wave. You still want to do something that will make it to be different. I say, interestingly, world changers also love the Lord with all their heart, all their soul, all their mind, and their strength. They also love their neighbors like themselves. Always ready to give back to the society and community where they belong. This is who a world changer is. So you see yourself first and foremost, are you a world changer? Now, do I have a world changer here? Do I have world changers here? Do you have world changers here? Great. So that is the starting point. Something must turn you on. We've spoken so much about resume, CV, how to get a job and all that. About 30 years ago, I was like you, came out of school, young, energetic. I was 21 when when I graduated, and everything inside of me was jamming. Say, hey, boy, you must just make a difference. Me, I don't know man, but I knew God. I've always known God since that time, you know. And all I wanted was to just get a job and began to enjoy life. And so, just like the Commissioner of Education told us in the morning, we came out of school. Getting a job then too wasn't easy. Someone asked me that during our time it was very easy to get a job. I tell you, it wasn't also easy. Just the same way it is now. It has always been like that. Mr. Fideli said it was 10 years. If I got him right, you know, before he sat down and said, hey, you can't continue like this. Something must change. So it had not always been easy, I must tell you. But there must be something that will make you to be different. That's all what we are here to say today. Something must make you to be different. And you must find that thing inside of you that will make you to achieve what you want to achieve in life. Okay. So I came out of school. I got a job. And then one thing led to the other. In fact, I came out of school. I wanted to become a banker, by all means. I got a job in federal government establishment. I was on level 8. My salary in 1991, when I got that job, was 654 naira per month. Hello? 654 naira. I didn't say 654,000 though. 654. That was my salary per month. Then I'd say, wow, what a job. And then we moved from there. And then I moved into banking. And when I got to the bank, my salary moved from 654 naira to 2,000 naira in a month. That was a top job. Then, it was a top job. I tell you, all my friends were congratulating me. K, you have arrived. Sir K, you are there. It was 2,000 naira in a month. And then we moved on from there. And then, and on, and on, and on. Until God helped us. Until also we got to become a senior manager in one of the banks. And then it came to a point, listen now. It came to a point when I became very uncomfortable. As an employee, say, boy, are you going to be working like this for life? You remember Jacob in Laban's house? I'm talking to Christians here, right? Jacob, after working and work, now Jacob worked for the first 7 years, isn't it? For the woman. And they say, they gave him a wrong woman. He said, no, I have someone in mind. Now Laban told him again, work for another 7 years. And he worked for 7 years, making how many years? 14 years. Then after 14 years, I said, okay, now I've done 14 years. Now give me my wage, let me go. I said, no, you can't go. You can't go, okay. And then Jacob had to wait again for another, how many years again? Another 6 years. Making how many years? 19. Isn't it? Is it 19 or 20 now? 20 years. So after working for 20 years, say, okay, when will I now go and make my own home? And then started ringing. For those of you here today, you're going to get a job quite all right. But 20 years from now, do you still want to continue as an employee? Or you want to own your own business? Hello? Mr. Okere talked about setting goals, having short-term goals and long-term goals. I became very uncomfortable in the bank. Say, boy, you need to get something doing. And that is how Tom Fact Technology started. Now, who is a startup? Look at what Napoleon Hill said in that. Oh, okay. I think you can show it now. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. That's Napoleon Hill. Technically, you can show the slide if you can. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. So the term startup really refers to a venture or a company that is starting, just like that. You just wake up one day and having, believe God and done all your homework, say, okay, let me start. Startups are usually founded by one or more persons referred to as entrepreneurs who want to develop a product or service for which they believe there is high demand. You don't just want to do anything. Develop a product, develop a service, there is demand. Now, to finance the startups, you can attract outside investment before you get off the ground. You can fund your startups. Mrs. Kemi has spoken to us a whole lot about how to fund your startups. Family and friends, personal savings, venture capitalists, crowdfunding, lease financing, and loans. Even though elsewhere I recommended that loans should not be where to go. Just like Mr. Fidelis said, it's not a where to go. Don't go to the bank to say you want to finance your startup with bank loan. Startups come with high risk, as failure is very possible, but can also be very unique. It's placed with great benefits, with focus on innovation and opportunities to learn. We have heard this again and again. Innovation and opportunity to learn. Taking a decision to commit a business does make you to become a startup and an entrepreneur. So, what do? First, recognize your abilities. First, recognize your weaknesses. Understand your passion. That's what my Oga said last. Passion. And love. I must have the burning desire to add value. If you are not adding value, then you have no business being an entrepreneur. You must add value. It's all value addition, really. Value addition. Now, let me say this. Even though we say all the time that God has put something in your heart, there's a talent that you have that God has already given to you, that all you need to do is just to discover it. Like our sister pastor said in the morning, you discover your purpose. You discover and carve out a vision. Now, listen to this. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. All you need to do is just look at something you love, something you have passion for. It's already here. Now, see how you can add more value to it in such a way that people will accept what you're doing. That is how I started. That's how I started. I love seeing beautiful graphics works. I love it with passion. When I go to events and they give me programs, I don't read the program. You know what I always look to? I always search how beautiful is the graphics that is in this program. That's all I. So if you invite me to an occasion and I love the program, I will go home with the program. But if I don't like it, I will drop it there. I don't go with it. You know, a lot of people struggle to get program. So when I see them struggling to get program, I quickly look at, does this program look good? If it doesn't, I won't say anything. I'll just, don't worry, I'm fine. But when I see it and I love it, I say, hey, I'm going home with this. That's how I caught what I began to do. Now I say here, greater than your academic qualifications or your education is the knowledge of yourself. Who are you? Know that you are the greatest book ever written, and you have a degree award to yourself in self-mastery. So stop running in circles. There may be jobs out there. There may not be jobs out there. but there is something for you to do. There's something for you to do. You want to be an entrepreneur? Then you must know how to convert your passion and your desire to make impact to the world. Do not focus on why you can't do it. I hear that a lot of time. Don't focus on why you can't do it. Focus instead on why you can and how it will become in a time, in a matter of time. If you can dream it, you can do it. One of my core values as a person is, you can't tell me nothing is impossible. No way. That something is impossible, there's nothing that is impossible. When you look at yourself and you see yourself that something is impossible, it means you have not really sat down enough to think through. You must be able to think through it. Now, when we talk about breakthrough, what's breakthrough? It's like, I want to break this wall to the other side. It's either I remove the roof and I go up, now go to the other side, one, or I go through the entrance if there's an entrance, and if there's no entrance, if there's only way for me to break the wall, I break the wall. What is the goal? Get to the other side. So, is that impossible? Hello? Is that impossible? Nothing is impossible. So, what do you consider before setting out? This is very important. What to consider before setting out. Number one, a clarity of the product you want to produce or service to render. You must have a very good clarity of your product. Born out of great idea, identify a problem and attempting to provide a solution that you will bring to the market. That's it. A clarity of the product you want to produce or the service you want to render. Sit down, understand it very well. Somebody had come to sell something to me before, and I was asking the person questions about the product he's selling. He couldn't tell me. I said, if you can't tell me this quality of what you are selling, so why do you now need to buy? Many are like that. They don't even know what they are selling. No, the first thing, understand. Number two, have a well thought out business plan. See yourself as you are going to business. You are not going to play. So you must have a business plan. Your business plan is the roadmap from your vision to the end result. It describes in details what the business is all about and how you want to achieve it. And then number three is location. Location. Now, we are in a virtual world now. Location can either be online or offline. You can do your business online. That is one thing COVID-19 has opened us all up to. Online or in an office or your home office or a store. Location that can make that business. If you don't get the location right, you can as well not achieve anything. Somebody hearing me this afternoon, have the right location. One of my junior colleagues told me in the course of the last 2 weeks that, sir, I've started now. I said, fantastic. He said, where is the office? He said, my office is my dining room. And the dining table is my office table. He says, that's why we're starting. And then most of the times, what we do is online. So I don't need any big office. That's it. So you can start in your house. You are on. Then the next thing is legal structure. Have a legal structure for your business. We have had, in the course of one of the presentations today, whether you want to have it as a sole proprietorship, that's as a person, you alone, you want to run it by yourself. Or partnership, which is joint ownership, like we heard, or a limited liability company, where you now want to take it bigger, to make the business to have a life of its own. So either of these legal structures is important. Mr. Fidelis said, start the business first before registering. Now, by the time you are starting, you will know whether you want to do it by yourself all alone, which is sole proprietorship, or you want to ask somebody to join you, or you want it to become a limited liability where people will have stakes in there. Okay? This is important. You know why this is important? Government will soon come after you. I will get there. They will come after you. Then funding. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Family, friends, personal savings, and all that. We have had that. And then the next thing is create a customer acquisition strategy. The media team were asking me, what is the most important thing in business? I said it's customer. If you are a business and you don't have customer, you are not in business. When I was in the bank, there's this inscription on our wall, customer, the most important visitor in our premises. So, customer is king. That is the main reason you are doing business at all. So, know how to get them. I want to challenge everyone here today. Learn how to sell something. Hello? Learn how to sell something. How does it come? Until you are able to convince somebody to buy what you have, then you may never be able to do business. When I was in the bank, I started as an operations person. You know, the operations people, those are the people behind the teller. You know, we are in the counting room, counting money, doing bulk counter. Then from there, they move us to the front, where we are now paying money to people on the counter. Those are operations people. From there, they move out of that place. They move us to where they call back office. In the back office, that's where we have the funds transfer. In those days, when you want to do draft, nobody do that anymore. So I want to buy bank draft. So we are the one that were writing bank draft that time at the back office. So we're all operations. Now, I got to a time, like, they say, hey, if you really want to make anything in banking, you must be in marketing. And every one of us will run back. Marketing. Where are we going to get the money? They say, hey, they give you a target. Go and bring 1 billion. You look at yourself, where am I going to get 1 billion from? Marketing. And in actual fact, in any organization where you belong, if you are not a marketer, you may not become the managing director. If you are not a marketer, you may not. Well, by providence, you might, but I tell you, know how to sell something. So, create a customer acquisition strategy. If you have the best products, or you render the best service, and nobody is patronizing you, you are not doing anything. Then, marketing and promotional activities. Make your product or service known to the world. Advertise it. Someone is coming to talk to us about digital marketing and how we can use social media and all that. But for us, when we started, we were using flyers. And we are going from office to office, telling them what we do. And then, what else do you need to look at? Consider competition. There are competitions everywhere. Like I said, nobody is reinventing a new wheel. What you want to do, someone is already doing it. So what's going to make a difference? Know who your customers are. Dissect them. What are their flaws? Repackage those flaws and then offer a better service. I said a great product or service with impeccable customer relationship will mitigate the threat of competitors. No matter who you want to compete with. Once you know their flaws, that's what you should go and be looking for. Know their flaws. How many of us know Biggie Cola? You know Biggie Cola is giving Coca-Cola for a run. Although Coca-Cola is very big and large, Coca-Cola too will not rest. You know they are not resting. Coca-Cola keeps on advertising. We have been drinking Coca-Cola before we were born. Because your mother was drinking Coca-Cola when you were in the womb. And we are still drinking Coca-Cola up to now. But Biggie Cola came with all those variants. And those guys, I can tell you, they are doing fantastically well. Fantastically well. Okay. Now, what are the challenges, expected challenges, that you will see when you start your business? Number one, financial indiscipline. Financial indiscipline. Not being able to separate business finance from personal finance. The business money is not your money. That's where a lot of us get it wrong. The business money is not your money. I'll give you an example. You start a business and you are selling provision by a store around your corner. Your total capital for starting that business was 120,000 naira. You stock the shop and then you are happy you are selling. Now, those things you are selling, they are in bits and pieces. In bits and pieces. In bits and pieces. Now, you said 2,000, you said 3,000, you said 5,000. Your profit at the end of the day might be like, say, 1,000 naira for one day. And then, one of your relations, no, not relation, your friends come. That this Ashoe bill, the Ashoe bill is 7,000 naira. And for somebody in your capacity, you also have to add gele to it. That will make it 9,000. You say, no problem, no problem. You just put your money in your kolo, whatever it is, you draw 9,000. But you bought the Ashoe bill. And then your capital starts going down. Over time, the business disappears. You think there is a witch in the village. There is no witch in the village. It is financial indiscipline. So learn that as number one. Then number two, lack of understanding the basic knowledge of business, finance, and management. By the time you start, learn how to do record, sales, purchases. This is what you have sold, this is what you have bought. Then, at the end, what is the balance? A lot of people don't know how to do that. They just see money and blow it. Then, profitability / liquidity. Every cash you are seeing is not what to be spent. It's a misconception. Cash flow is not the same as profit. When Richard Card business started a couple of years ago, Richard Card used to be heavy cash cow. You are just seeing money rolling. Big money. And people that are selling Richard Card that time, they will tell you that the gain on this Richard Card is just 5 naira. 5 naira. So you can sell products worth 100,000 naira. The profit on that 100,000 naira. What's 5% of 100,000 naira? 5,000 naira. And somebody will look at 100,000 naira as big money, not knowing that your own inside is just 5,000. So when you sell 1 million, your profit inside that 1 million is 50,000 naira. And somebody say, you now see 1 million. Say, this is big money now. You just go there and withdraw 200,000. No. Then another thing, finding the right staff, the right people that work with you. Like we heard in the morning, we work now in an environment where we need collaboration. You need to collaborate, but finding the right person is very important. Finding the right person. Finding the right person. In terms of attitude, competence, and delivery. Then, of course, we look at poor infrastructure. It's a major challenge in Nigeria. Electricity and power supply issues. Bad road, water supply now is now an issue of fuel. These are challenges that you need to take note by the time you are starting. So the kind of business you want to do, will you require power so that you know how to mitigate the issue of power? As at yesterday, a liter of diesel is going for 700 naira. So for those of us that we use diesel to power business, it's a bleeding. Many businesses are bleeding because of that. So you need to know that. Then, I say I'm going to come to this. Intimidation by regulatory authorities. They will come after you. Local government, state government, tax people, they will come. So those are the things you need to know that are challenges. So know all these things I'm telling you by the time you want to take off. so that you know how to mitigate them. And then, of course, insecurity, which we know very well. Access to finance. My time is almost up. Access to finance, which we have talked about before. It may not be as easy as Madam Kemi was telling us. It may not be that easy. Some of you might need to sell your trinkets and sell your gold to be able to fund our business. In the course of the week, I had to sell some of my shares. Some of the shares I had like 15, 20 years ago because I needed to raise some capital to inject into the business. Hello? Unpredictable government and macroeconomic policies. Those of us that want to do business that have to do with FX, you want to import, it may not be easy at a certain time. Then unhealthy rivalry and competition. All those things are there. Okay? How to manage losses in business. I'm not going to talk about that. That has been done elsewhere. But all we need to know is that to manage your losses, reduce your expenses, like we heard, reduce your expenses as much as possible, and then find a way to increase your revenue generation. Increase income, reduce expenses. You come to profit. And then the third thing you can do there is get a consultant. If you don't know what to do, then get a consultant. Who are the consultants? Accountants. You can hire me as a chartered accountant of many years of repute. We'll help you figure it out. You can look for management consultants, and then you can look for advisors. I say final word on managing losses. If that business fails, after you have done all these, it is not the end of the world. Develop a positive attitude and push on. That doesn't mean you are a failure. It is a business that is failed. What happened? You start again. Failure is never final, and a try is never terminal. Amen. Well, time will not permit me to go into writing a winning business proposal. Maybe what we'll do is we'll find a way, maybe the organizers of this program will find a way of sending the slides to us so that we would know how to write proposals. The same way we are being taught how to write resume. For a business person, you must know how to write a winning business proposal. Because a winning proposal is a sales document to prove to the other party that you are better and why they must hire you. Thank you very much. I got to stop here because of time. I appreciate you all.
Thank you very much. I first want to appreciate you for paying attention to all the speakers. Please clap for yourselves. And I want to ask you again, do we have word changers here? Oh, you are not even sure. Do we have word changers here? Okay, it's like some of us are saying, I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to ask for the last time. Do we have word changers here? You are ready to take the word. Clap for yourself again. I know some of us are wondering, when are they going to review my CV? When are they going to interview us? That is what some of us are actually waiting for. And I have good news for you. So we have the ICS Outsourcing and the Septagos Consulting Firm just under the tent by my left, waiting for us. So you can go there, drop your CV, and also wait for them to speak with you. There is also a meet and greet session immediately after this session. So you meet some of these speakers. Aren't you privileged? You've been clapping for them, and then this is an opportunity for you to see them one-on-one and speak with them. Some of us like selfies, so you can as well do that. Mrs. Kemi Ovie Okuro said, nobody will do business with you if you are not technologically inclined. Some of us are everywhere on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. But we don't even know what to do with them. We don't know how to take advantage of them. And on that note, I introduce our next speaker, Mrs. Nancy Edet. Studio, please.
Edet is a theater artist, a certified digital marketer from Google Digital Skills Academy, and is the CEO of Nancy Connect, a social media management agency in Lagos State. Years ago, before she acquired digital marketing skills, she worked as a media manager with Laura and Lloyd, a top PR agency in Lagos State, where she worked hand in hand with news editors of first-tier newspapers on press releases and adverts. Nancy is a mentor to over 10,000 women in Sisters Loud, a group she founded 2 years ago to form a support pillar for women all over to render help in various ways, especially to women in troubled relationships and marriages. Please welcome the CEO of Nancy Connect, Nancy Edet.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I am deeply thrilled to stand before these great minds gathered here today. It's indeed an honor, and I'm deeply thankful to the organizers of this summit for the attractive lineup of speakers we've had here today. I'm sure we've all had value, so let's put our hands together for the speakers who have just finished. Thank you once more for this great privilege. Now, I know our time is fast spent, and I'm just going to dash right in. So over the years, I have garnered enough experience in social media, having been in the industry for 9 years, and by the grace of God, I run a social media agency here in Lagos, and the job is basically to take off the stress from business owners who do not have the time nor the expertise to manage their pages effectively. And we've done that with proven results. So for the purpose of this summit, my presentation will be focusing more on business owners, and I'll be speaking to us on the effective use of social media to attract potential customers. I know we all need customers, right? Okay, so you have it on the screen over there. Now, I'm not sure how many basic essential needs we have now, but I'm very sure of 4. We have food, water, clothing, and shelter as the basic needs of man. You can add yours. Yeah, but it wouldn't be out of place to say that social media is an essential need in our lives today. Now, I heard Mrs. Damilola asking some of us, or all of us, how many of us are on LinkedIn? And then Mrs. Kemi said something about creating a WhatsApp group. I don't know if you paid attention to that. And the commissioner also said something about being called out on Facebook. Now, these are social media platforms, which is why I said social media is an essential need in our lives today. So let's make it a bit interactive. How many of you are on at least one social media platform? Let me see your hands. Wow, that's all of us. So you can see that more than half of the world's population are on social media. We have, I'm going to put that on. You have about 4.62, no, the next slide. We have about 4.62 billion users of social media. That's more than half of the world's population. And this is why smart business owners today are trying everything they can to make sure that they have their businesses online. And in at least one or two of the most popular platforms, which is Facebook and Instagram, I know that most of us have business pages on either of these two platforms, or even both of these platforms, Facebook and Instagram. And now, it is not enough to have your business pages on social media, because I know that so many of us have business pages scattered everywhere on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and the rest of it. But how are you maximizing the opportunity? Are you managing these pages effectively, or are you just on social media just because every other business or every other person is on social media? Or are you there so that you can create more awareness about your brand? There are some people that are not even there because they want to create awareness about their brand, but they are there because they want to get potential customers. That's all that they're about. And that brings me to knowing your strategy. You must have a defined strategy. What's your strategy? Why are you on social media? Now, defining your strategy, it starts with this most important question. Why am I on social media? Are you there because every other person is there? When you know the why, you will now know how best to manage those pages effectively. If you do not have a clear strategy of why you're on social media, you're just like a driver going on an unknown destination without a map or proper guidance. That driver will never get to his destination. And even if he does, he will get there very late. Later than someone who just opened his Google map and then just went on and on. So it's very, very... It's very, very important that you understand or you have a clear strategy of why you are on either of these platforms. I'd like to re-echo that the audience, for the audience, those of you that are here for job interviews, the resource companies are under the overflow tent and they are ready to attend to you, so you can quickly go there. And like I said, this presentation is focusing more on business owners. Now, if you are here for a job interview, you can quickly take the time to go and do the needful. Thank you. Let's go forward. Now, I said something about managing your pages. You need to understand how social media works. And this brings me to what is social media management. Now, in my definition, I said social media management is the process of creating, scheduling, analyzing, and engaging with content posted across all social media platforms. Now, that definition, I'd like to break it down a little bit. There is the process of creating. So many of us get it all wrong. I'm on social media, so all I do is post away. You don't just post. You create that post. You take your time, and creating takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. Let me take you to Genesis. We're in church. Hallelujah. God created man. God did not throw man down. He took his time and he formed man. So the creating thing started with God, who we are serving. Now, what makes you think you should just go on social media and just, oh, there is this post, I must post it. You just go ahead and post. You create. You create the words very well. You create images that go with those words. Now we have Canva. You don't really need graphic designers now to give you a great image that must go alongside your post. And of course, you know that the attention span online is really small. Everybody wants you to catch their attention immediately, almost immediately. In fact, you have about 5 seconds to be able to catch someone's attention when the person comes to your page. If I go to your page and I see a post and there is no image, I move on. There's nothing captivating about that content. There's nothing moving me to stay put. Now, let me not go too further on that. Like I said, you're creating content. You're creating the graphics that go with the content. And Canva app is very, very accessible. You can download it and don't wait for a graphic designer to give you images that must go alongside your post. Now, we talk about scheduling. Social media management is about scheduling your posts, especially if you're a busy business owner. So many people ask me, Nancy, how do I manage to keep up with posting? You said we should always show up every day. We should show up. We should be consistent on our pages. I do not know how to do that because I am too busy in my shop. I can't even remember. Sometimes there's one person that told me she's a cook and she's a food vendor. She makes delicious meals. She's from Akwa Ibom. I'm married to an Akwa Ibom, by the way. We have good dishes. So she has good dishes. And you know that to make Akwa Ibom food, all those edika ikong and the rest of them, all the pounding of the afang and everything, it takes a lot of energy. But all she does is she prepares these things and she sends it out to people and they buy. She doesn't take pictures of when she's doing those things. She does not do any of all those things because she doesn't have the time. Now she also doesn't have the money to employ or get the services of a social media manager. So all her time is wasted on just one client. What do you think will happen if she does a video of her doing those dishes or takes a picture and then posts it online, she will get more clients, not just that one person that ordered for the food. Now, the only way she can do this is she can pile up her content. That's where we talk about scheduling. We have apps. There's Hootsuite. You can schedule your posts. If you, let's say she has done the dish by 10 a.m., she can schedule the post to run on its own. By 5 p.m., this post should go. All she does is just go to the date, put the date, today's date, go to the time, and put it 5 p.m., and go about her duty. By 5 p.m., she's rest assured that that post is going online, even when she's not with her system or her phone. She has scheduled that post. You can even schedule posts for more days, for 1 week. Like, that's what I do with some of my clients. I sit down on the system during the weekend, and I schedule posts. I just sit down and I just create a lot of posts for them. Today is the 19th. I create for 19th, create for the 20th, create for the 21st, till I'm done with the days of the month. And I put specific time that this post must go online. So I've scheduled the post, and I'm done with one client. So I'm not going there every day and every time to make posts. I have scheduled it, and I have my free time. So as a business owner who is very busy, you do not have the money to get a social media manager to run your pages for you, you can actually schedule this post. There is also Facebook Business Suite. It's an app you can use to schedule your posts. That way, it just makes everything easy. Let me not dwell so much on that. Analyzing social media management has to do with analyzing. Now, before you post, I don't know if that thing is up there so you can look at it. Before you make a post, you should look back and analyze, is this post catchy enough for my audience? If I make this post, will they see this post and appreciate it? Now, when you do a post, you create a post, you go back and look at the post in the eyes of your target audience, in the eyes of your followers. Are these people, the way I've done it, if someone else posts this thing on his wall on Facebook or on the Instagram page, is it clickable? Can I go and click it? Is there something that would drive me to click it? That's one. And the part of proofreading. Nobody wants to go on your page and keep seeing grammatical errors or blunders. So that's the place of analyzing. Before you post, go through your post and know if it is very catchy for your audience. Even God analyzed after creation. And he said, and God saw that it was good. God didn't just put a blind eye to it and say, by the way, I'm God. Whatever I do is okay. He finished. He was done with creating. And at every point in time, we saw in the scriptures, he said, and God saw that it was good. That's analyzing. And God analyzed. So we should bring that into our businesses, on our pages, on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever we deem fit. I won't talk much about the importance of social media management to businesses because, of course, it cannot be overemphasized. Every business, big or small, even if you are a promo seller, you must be online. Yes, because your business is not just for people on your street. People are beginning to make orders and purchase decisions online. So the importance of being on social media and the importance of managing it effectively cannot be overemphasized. Let's forge ahead. Now, when you talk about social media, content is king. Pastor Akomolafe said something in the business. He was talking and he said, customer is king. Yes, you need customers. But when you're talking about an online audience, what will bring those customers is your content. Is your content rich enough? The only thing that sells online is content. That's all that sells online. There is a difference between someone always selling to you. You come on Instagram and this particular page is always telling you, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. And there is another person who is dishing out value, who is giving you value every time. That doesn't mean that the person doesn't sell his or her goods or services. But the person is always giving you value. Who will you patronize? You will patronize the person that is always dishing out value. That's the person you will patronize. It's wrong, the notion of I'm on social media, my business page is on social media, so everything that I must do on my business page is sell. Everything I must do on my business page is sound promotional. Don't sound too salesy. When you sound too salesy, you put people off. People begin to move. Let me not go too far with that. Our time is far spent. So I'm just trying to tell you that you don't dwell so much on advertising your businesses. Give people value.
Give to the people, and the people will give back to you. I want to take us to the different kinds of posts that you can make, because someone says, Nancy, I have a business page. Why do you keep telling me not to post my business online? Why did I then create this business page? There are lots of posts you can make on your business page that does not necessarily have to sound salesy, but then you're actually attracting potential customers to you. One of such posts is a giveaway post. I don't know if you can see it very well on the screen. Now, this person sells Ankara. Actually, she does Ankara crafts. She uses Ankara to make bags, other accessories, and all of that. Now, she's not always putting her products, when she's done making those, doing the crafts, she puts it up there. She realizes that everybody likes a giveaway. Come on. We all like giveaways, don't we? I know for sure that we like giveaways. Don't pretend. I'm on some groups, and the only thing, especially on my group on Sisters Lounge, the Facebook group that I run, anytime we mention giveaway, even the people that have never commented on any post before, that's the exact time that they are all rushing. Oh, admin is doing giveaway. They are giving out cards. These people have never commented. They've never made a post on your group or on your page. You will post from now till whenever. Nobody's even commenting. But just do a giveaway post, and then you see them rushing. Why I'm saying this is because a giveaway post brings engagement. There is nothing as sad as you take the time and effort to create a post and not one comment under that post. I don't know if anybody has been in that place. You know, you go all out and do even graphics and everything, and nobody is commenting. There's something wrong. You're stereotyped in your content. There's the path for content marketing. You're marketing your services via the kind of content that you're producing. Now, this giveaway post attracted some engagement on her page. If she goes to her Instagram Insights, this particular user, she would see that the other post that she was making about I just made a new bag, kindly patronize me, this bag goes for 10,000, you will see that she didn't even get just one comment. Even if she gets a comment, oh, this bag is beautiful, and that's the end. The person might not even go as far as going to ask for the price, or, oh, can I buy? But with the giveaway post, she has attracted more followers to her page, and she has kept them glued, because everybody now knows that this particular user actually does giveaways. Oh, let us stay put. So that's one kind of post. Another type is the educational post. Like we keep saying, you must add value. Even Pastor Akomolafe, the last speaker, said, you must add value as an entrepreneur. Everybody has been saying value, value, value. It just means you should stop being salesy. At some point, give us value, and then we will come asking for your product and service. I don't know what's going on. It's not up. So this particular educational post is showing 4 ways to wear your braided ponytail wig. Now, this account is someone who sells hair care products. She sells hair care products for natural hair users, people on natural hair. Now I'm on natural hair, I'm on locks. I need, at every point in time, to be educated about how best to keep my locks fine. How do I moisturize it? How do I not look like a crazy fellow? You know, I go to her page all the time, and she's always dropping educational posts on hair, how to take care of your hair. But then she sells hair products. And I have bought so many times from this particular user. You know, when she makes those educational posts, I'm interested. And there are times when she talks about how to keep your locks neat and all of that. And she says, I have hair care products that can take care of this. Now she gave me value before she started selling to me. So it just makes sense that your posts add value. The next one is a feedback post. You are a business owner. You have sold to so many people that appreciated your business. So why don't you just get feedback from them? Sometimes we just relax. We think that some of these things are not important. They are very, very important. You've rendered a service. So ask the person, how did you see, how was my service? I hope you enjoyed it. Or you sold a product, let's say a skincare product. Oh, did the blemishes go? Did my product serve you well? And the person says, oh, fantastic. I just used it. I was to use it for 1 week, but for 2 days on, My face is flawless. The acne is gone. I can't see pimples on my face again. Oh, you really know what you're doing. Do you know what that does to your online audience when you post it? It makes you sound credible. It makes everybody want to believe you. Oh, this person is an expert in skincare products. For the way reviews are coming in like this, I think I should try patronizing. And all of us women, we like to look beautiful. We don't want all this acne and everything. So you see that kind of review, you go for that person. Next one is an informative post. We've heard a lot of things about CAC registration and stuff. Now, this particular client or user, I actually patronized her. I'm on the way to registering my group as an NGO. And I have seen a lot of people, in the system that can actually help me with this service. But for some reason, I've just not been moved. It's not the money, but I've just not been moved to talk to these people and say, please come register my NGO. But this particular business owner, I've seen that she's always at every point in time telling us what is wrong with business name search, telling you what CAC has just said, the news, the industry news, and all of those things. I'm interested in such kind of pages, in such kind of businesses, because they are giving me value. In this post, she's saying, CAC has the power to cancel or withdraw a reserved name. And here I did a search on the internet and reserved, did it myself anyways, and reserved that name. And I got back to her page sometime. I went to Instagram, she's on Instagram, and I came across her page and I saw this post and I said, wow, I have reserved this name. Why do they still have the power to cancel or withdraw a reserved name? So if they cancel and withdraw this reserved name, that means I should be thinking of looking for another name or what? I was confused. I went straight to her DM. Now, when somebody goes to your DM, that person is a buyer. Or that person, you have converted that person. You've caught that person's attention. That person is going nowhere again because the person is in your DM. Don't forget that we have a lot of competitors. Everybody is doing the same business that you are doing. There are lots and lots of competitors out there. So don't just think that if somebody sees your post, the person will just patronize you. That same thing you're selling, someone else is selling. There are a lot of people doing CAC registration, but I was glued to her because she keeps giving me value. And I started discussing with her on registering my NGO. And I've never met her in person before. Why am I doing this? She has given me value. The next post is a behind-the-scene post. I think I mentioned a little about it when I was talking about someone cooking and the person is a food vendor and stuff. Every online user loves videos and pictures of behind the scene. Sometimes in your office, you can just take a behind. It's a Friday. Some offices are even fun to walk into on Fridays with the whole, oh, let's wear this kind of clothes today on Friday and stuff like that. Oh, let's use Ankara today. It's a Friday. Do a behind-the-scene post. Don't say you are running out of content at any point in time. Someone told me, my business, I'm into event management. Now, you keep telling me I should stop running out of posts. When am I supposed to post? Is it not when I get clients? Or if I don't do events, I should not go and steal someone else's events, pictures and videos and put online? And I told her something simple. I said, you have a lot of content. As an event manager, there is a whole lot. You have a lot of advice to give to people who are trying to get married. You're talking to them about how to manage their events, what to do, how to. People like all the how-tos, what to, and all those things. Talk to them about those things. You are selling fashion accessories, or let's say you are selling materials. Do some kind of, let's say it's Ankara you're selling. You're selling Ankara materials. Do Ankara inspiration, just like Wedding Digest Niger does. Put up styles. Let's say this is the fabric, and then you put up a style of someone who is using that fabric, a particular design. That's an inspiration. Every woman wants to know, oh, what style? Like I know so many of us, we have saved a lot of styles in our phone, which we have never gotten around to sew. But then, where did you get this from? Is it not from someone's content? If someone didn't post that, would you have those things in your phone? So that's what we're trying to say when we say you should have different kinds of content. Don't be stereotyped so that people don't get bored when they come to your page. And there's something I want to say before I go on to some other things about content. When you make a post, don't run away. You've just posted and off you go. Engage. You must engage. When God created man, he saw that it was not good for man to be alone. He created a woman so that man will have somebody to be engaging with. Am I right or wrong? Now, so you don't create a post and just see your business page is not a dumping ground for posts. It's not. It's a quote says, social media is more of a telephone than a television. You know, a television you just sit down and you're watching. There's no communication whatsoever. But if you're having it, if it's a telephone conversation, I talk, you talk. I talk, you talk. That's social media. Social media is not a one-way street. It's a two-way. Give me, I give you. That's how it goes. And these days, the algorithm is very funny. Organic reach is down. So you must do everything possible. In fact, Mark Zuckerberg and the likes of, and all of his team, they have made it very terrible for creatives now. No matter how you create, what kind of post you make, your post is not even reaching the thousands of people it should reach. So you must do everything attractive and everything possible to ensure that you engage with your audience. Engage with your followers. Engage with your followers. Don't keep waiting for people to engage on your own content. Have you gone to engage with other people's content? And then when people drop a DM, a direct message, Nancy, I need to see your social media packages. What are your packages? And now Nancy is busy sleeping away. That message comes up by 10 a.m. Nancy gets to see it by 5 p.m. Do you know what happens? The online audience, they are not, how do I put it now? They are not patient. Just like you have someone come to your shop and sit down. Where is Mama Nkechi? She went to use herself. The person sits down. No, that's not an online audience doesn't have to wait. Because they know that in a click, if I just search for social media manager in Lagos, I will see a list of so many of them. And if Nancy is not willing to answer me now, another person will answer me immediately. So if you're sending Nancy a message by 10 a.m. and Nancy decides to come whenever she likes, some people that I manage their pages, when I even take up the job of managing their pages, I get to see that they have line up of messages that have been there for 1 week, 2 weeks, and they are just even getting to see those messages. Some are even saying, what's the price? Send me your details, I want to pay. And you're coming by 2 weeks later to see it. If you're not serious. Okay, so let's not, I should be rounding up any moment from now. When you make your post, always have a call to action. By call to action, I mean, tell people what you expect them to do. You've made a post, tell people, order now, comment below, click the link on my bio to place an order. Give them instructions on what you want them to do. Tell them, save this post for later, if it's an educative post, and so on and so forth. Now, the place of hashtags and content development cannot be overlooked. Like I said, the organic reach is down. You need to use the appropriate hashtags at every given point in time. Let's take an example with Calvin Klein. It's a fashion industry. We have different kinds of hashtags. We have industry hashtags, hashtag fashion, hashtag photographer. You can use such kind of hashtags. Hashtags help you to get more visibility. It makes your post to be seen by many more people. And now the danger of using industry hashtags alone is because the industry hashtags are very competitive. You can sit and try it now with your phone. You can type hashtag fashion. You will see that that particular hashtag has over 4-point-something million people using it. Your post can get lost. So when you use industry hashtags, remember to use your niche hashtags. Everybody is a business owner here. You have an industry you're on, but you have a niche. You have a niche. Your niche as a fashion, it could be a fashion designer. So you use hashtag fashion designer. It's easier. That one scopes you down a little bit. Then there's the brand, Calvin Klein, in case you're using Calvin Klein as for your fashion and all of that. Then the product hashtags, example is hashtag Calvin Klein underwear. There's the community hashtags. Location hashtags helps people to know where you are. So if I want to use a hashtag on my post, I'm going to use hashtag social media manager in Lagos. It's long ago, but people will find me. People will see me once I've used that particular hashtag. Now, when to post? Can someone play the video very quickly? I'm going to be wrapping up in a bit. This one is a video. I'm hoping they get to play it, but if they cannot play it, I could send this video to the upgrade platform.
Tuck it in, inhale, and with an exhale, raise higher, controlling the abdominal muscles in the navel and lower part. Exercise is done with the help of abdominal muscles and not by the stretching the neck. Make sure that your neck...
Well, if the video is not coming up because of our time, I could send this video to the upgrade website because it's very important that you know when to post. If you do not know when to post, that post you're making is of no use. What do I mean by when to post? Post when your audience are online. The only way to know when your audience are online, because everybody cannot be online at the same time. Yeah, we've seen in the slide where I said we have over 4.62 billion people online. They are all not online at the same time. Your target audience is actually not online at the same time. So if this video had played, you would have seen it, but then don't worry. We will look at, I will send it over to the upgrade website, and you will see for yourself when is the best time for you to post. This is going to be the last slide, and it says social media etiquette for businesses. There are the do's and the don'ts for social media for business owners. Now, the first one says, complete your profile. You have created your business page. Everybody wants to know what your business is about. Your contact information, sometimes you just leave it bare. You don't even have a phone number someone can reach you with. So go and edit it right now if you're in that position now that your social media profile is incomplete. Kindly update it. I have already said you should post regularly. You must always show up, so that you must be consistent so that people know you're serious. The next one is that you should prioritize your networks. Somebody says you can't be everywhere and be great everywhere. I don't know. So many people make the mistake of saying, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Snapchat. You're everywhere. How are you even managing it? I, as a social media manager, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Baby, I cannot come and kill myself like this. I managed to go to TikTok. And I was like, what am I doing? Is my market here? Is my audience, are they here? Go where your audience is. Not that you're selling Bomo and you're on TikTok. Even that TikTok takes a lot of data. Let me not even go into that one. It's another drama. So prioritize your networks. You're spreading yourself too thin when you decide to be on all of these networks at the same time. Help more than you can sell. I've already talked about it. That said, provide value and all of that. Ensure you proofread. I've said about that. Don't be needy in your posts. Everybody knows that you're there for business, but please, don't go and start begging people, please follow me, please patronize me. No, that's degrading. Don't be a spammer. How many of us here like to be advertised to anytime you go on social media? Like once you just open Facebook, the first thing you're seeing is buy. It's a put off. Or someone is always telling you, have you bought my lace? Have you bought my wig? Don't be a spammer. Some people go as far as sending it to people's direct messages. I know of WhatsApp. That one is very, very annoying. In fact, I have started blocking people anyhow. The broadcast message thing is on another level. Some people will send you broadcast message on a daily basis on just one particular product they are selling. It doesn't make sense. Finally, don't share the exact post again and again. Because I've said, please be consistent. It doesn't mean that you should keep sharing one particular post again and again. I would have said a lot of things, but then let's stop here. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. God bless you all.
Please put your hands together for Mrs. Nancy Edits of Nancy Connect. Let's put our hands together, please, for Ms. Nancy Edits of Nancy Connect. Thank you very much, Ma. We appreciate your lessons. Before now, I used to just build my house, come and buy land, come and buy this. I think I've learned better. So I'll be more informative, I'll be more educative in my posts. Thank you very much, Ma. We truly were blessed. Thank you very much. So with this lecture, we've come to the last and the end of this second plenary section. I would like to do special thanks to our guest speakers for the lessons learned. Mrs. Kemi Ove, Senior Manager, First Bank. Thank you very much for coming, ma. I would like to appreciate the presence also of Mr. Fidelis Oshebo, CEO of Fidel Group. Thank you very much, sir. We learned a lot from you, sir. Also appreciating our very own and our pastor, our father and our friend, Pastor Kayode Akomolafe. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. That's CEO, Tom Falk Technologies. And the last but not the least, Mrs. Nancy Edits, CEO, Nancy Connect. I'll be speaking to her very soon. Thank you very much. So, we've come to the questions and questions and questions. If you have questions, why not? Please write it on a sheet of paper and send to our through our ushers, and we'll be having those questions. But we have a few questions here, sir. I don't know if you mind answering that. So this one goes to you, sir, Pastor. It says, when is the best time to begin a startup? When is the best time to begin a startup?
The best time is now. Like they used to say, best time was yesterday. Tomorrow may be too late. Now is the best time. But all you need to do is take into consideration everything I mentioned before starting out. Once you are able to put all this together, take the bull by the horns and then move on. Don't be afraid of, like what they say, the unknown. There is nothing like the unknown. Fear of the unknown. What if it works? Rather than asking your question, what if it does not work? What if it works? And then just plug in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, our second question goes to Mr. Fidelis. It says, what is the importance of documentation in sustained growth for a startup? If I'm going to start a business, what documentations do I need? And how is this important in sustaining the growth of that business?
First and foremost, like my pastor here earlier said, you have to ensure that you know where you're going, and then the registration of your business with the relevant government agency is very key. That will actually encourage sustainability, so that whenever they come at you, you have some document to present to them as a legitimate business to go on. Again, you have to ensure that your records of your transactions are in order. So that can actually help also in making sure that whenever you are called upon, you have something to offer to any relevant government agency coming to ask for one or two things. And majorly also ensure that your transactions with the banks are in order. That's one of the things you must make sure that your records are in order and the documents are in place. More so, it's important that you keep those facts very close to you. The issue of disposing some vital document at maybe after 2-3 weeks is not encouraging. Whenever there's any vital document to your company or to your business, ensure that you have a place to keep them, because someday, you might be called upon to make provision of this same document. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. The next question is thrown open to the panelists. Intimidation and regulatory authorities are helping our nation, but they are equally causing a fear factor to the less privileged. What can we do to reduce all their fear factors so that we can have much startups?
Intimidation and what?
And regulatory authorities.
Intimidation.
Regulatory authorities.
Well, I mentioned it when I was talking, that one of the challenges you will face as a startup is intimidation by regulatory authorities. They are there. All what we need to do is to have a proper documentation, a proper record of what you're doing. When you have a proper record of what you're doing, you'll be able to mitigate against whatever intimidation. I give you an example. Now, the tax people, they always go around. And what the tax people want to see is, they will prove to you are doing more than what you are doing. Because the tax person wants to collect tax for government. So if your sales in a month, for example, is 1 million, the tax person will tell you no, that the kind of business you are doing here, you are supposed to be doing 5 million. As far as the tax person is concerned. So he will have to go and pay tax based on 5 million. But when you have proper recording, you go and bring out your book of records. See here, this is what we are doing here. And then you'll be able to prove your point at the end of the day. So you can't run away from them. You can always plan ahead of them and make sure that you win your position at the end of the day. I don't know whether I've answered that person.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, the next question goes to Mrs. Kemi over here. She said, you mentioned angel investors during your section. Do they require collaterals for loans? Do they require collaterals, angel investors?
No. Angel investors do not require collaterals. All they want is that the idea you have, the business venture you want to start up is one viable one. So which is where your proposal is key. Your proposal that you're putting online or that you're showing to the angel investors must capture everything that you need to do. You need not have any collateral at all.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Now, the last question for Mrs. Edet. When using the social media, at what point did you get to know that you are doing too much? Yes.
Well, that question seems broad. If the person had narrowed it very well, I would have understood how best to answer that. But let me go to the content angle, because I know that social media has to do with content, basically. Now, you could be doing too much content if you're posting so much. What you should be concerned about is the quality of the post you're bringing out and not how many posts you're throwing out to the open. So many people go as far as posting 3 times, 4 times in one day. In fact, you would even suffer a burnout, because by the time you've posted like that, the following days, you might not even know what else to post, because you've practically done everything you should have done in 4 days. So if that is where your question is directing to, that's the answer. You don't need to post so much. There are other pages people want to watch and look at. It's not just yours that is on social media. So you do it, take it a step at a time. I think that has answered the person's question. I hope it has.
Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together for all our panelists for this plenary session. And we keep learning, and again, we have learned so much. And we believe that by the time we start implementing all this, all of us are coming back with our testimony. So in line with what we have been doing before, we're going to present award for recognition, award of recognition for your presence here today. We really appreciate your coming. We appreciate what you have taught us, and we really appreciate the time you have taken out to be with us here today. So to present the awards to the panelists for this session again, we are going to invite our father, Deacon Uka, to come and make the presentation to our panelists. Can we put our hands together for... Please, let's clap more. Thank you very much, sir. So the first award goes to the first presenter for this session, Mrs. Oluwakemi Ovie-Okuro. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Thank you very much. No, sir. Thanks for coming. So we invite Mr. Fidelis Shebu to come and receive his own award. Thank you very much. We are recognizing your presence here today. Thank you very much. So it's a great honor to also invite our own pastor, Pastor Akomolafe, for his award. Thank you very much, sir. And definitely our home, Mrs. Nancy Edet, who has been with us from the beginning. She's actually a member of the planning team for Upgrade 1.0. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. No, let's just take a group photograph. So please stand up for a group photograph. Thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate us and Mass. Without wasting our time, we go next into our meet and greet session. That is the mentorship session. And this is the way it's going to work. We're dividing the auditorium into the various professional groups. So we have 6 groups. The first group we're having a group for engineering. So it means that if you're interested in a profession as an engineering profession, we expect you to move to this section of the auditorium. Okay, to the front here. I think we should have engineering to the right, where Brother Shun is pointing to engineering here. Then we have accounting. So if you're interested in accounting profession, please, we can make use of this next session of the auditorium at the front here. Accounting here. Then the next one is law. We have a legal practitioner, a legal professional in the house that you can meet and greet, that you can ask questions. So we should move to that side if you're interested in law. So we also have a session for small and medium scale enterprises. So we move to that side at the back, right side to the back of engineering. Then we also have a session for banking. So if you're interested in banking, you want to ask questions about banking, you want to know more about banking, like what do you need to do, the certification you need to work on getting, and so on. So we move to that side. So we are moving to that side for banking. Engineering. Okay, banking here. Banking to the choir stand here. Engineering here. Accounting here. Law here. Small and medium scale enterprises. Then banking to this side. So we also have a section for brand management. Brand management. So you are interested in brand management. We have things like branding, graphic designs, and so on. So I think we should go to the back. Brand management. We actually have officials carrying labels to identify these professions. Small and medium scale enterprise, engineering, accounting, law, banking, brand management at the back. So let's quickly identify where we want to be, and then we can just quickly go there. We have the opportunity of personal meeting with these professionals. And then those that are helping us to handle this, we can just move to this section of the respective section of the auditorium. Again, small and medium scale enterprises, engineering here, accounting here. Deacon Uka is standing by to meet potential accountants. And then we have law. Barrister Olamono is there to meet potential lawyers and legal practitioners. And we have brand management at the back. Sister Sheyi Oke, are you around? Sister Sheyi Oke, Mr. Samuel Idowu. Oh, okay, yes. The brand management, they are at the back, raising up their hand, waving their hands at the back. Law here. Accounting here, where the Kinuka is standing. Okay, we have Dikin Uka handling accounting is here, standing in front here. Barrister Olamono, okay, Barrister Olamono is there. So you can have a personal discussion with whoever is there. So we have, his brother Shola Oduyebo is there. Oh, okay, brother Shola is there. So he's talking to small and medium scale enterprises. Engineering here, engineer Ola Obaju. Are you around, sir? Oh, yes, engineer is here. Sister Sheyi Oke, brother Samuel Idowu. Thank you very much. Banking. Do we have anybody for banking? Do we have anybody for banking? Oh, please come here, sir. Thank you very much. Please come to the choir stand here. Yes, sir. So we have our father also in the house to meet with the potential bankers or bankers that want to improve. Okay, banking, again, let me just quickly identify the arrangement. Banking here, at the choir stand, small and medium scale enterprises, where Brother Shola is standing to my right here. Then engineering here, directly in front of me. And accounting, where the Kinuka is standing. We have law, where our barrister is standing to the left here. And brand management at the back. Thank you very much. Let's have a wonderful time. Please, let's kindly take note that we only have 20 minutes for this. 20. We only have 20 minutes for this. So by our time here, this is 4:24. So we're stopping around 4:44 or 4:45. Thank you very much. Please, without disturbing us, we expect each group to create a WhatsApp platform so that our mentors can, keep providing mentorship for us. So let's take note to also create a WhatsApp platform. We can just take the name of people attending our classes, and then subsequently we set up a WhatsApp platform for them so that the conversation, the mentorship continues. So we can call the WhatsApp platform Upgrade 1.0, then we'll put the name of the profession. For example, for engineering, we can say Upgrade 1.0 Engineering Club or Engineering Team. Thank you very much.